Okay, Johan, we've got 2 laps to get the job done. The track temperature's rising, it's now 36 Celsius. the end of the session. P7.
One to go, next time by. Line up on the right side. The estimated strength of field is 3,673. Pit road is closed. Let's go points racing. Five cars left to grid. Still waiting on 2 cars to grid.
P7, 15 minutes. You've not got much time to sort this out. The track temp is 37 Celsius. The air temp is 23. This is a rolling start. Follow car number 80 in the right column. Safety car speed is 66 kilometers per hour. Catch up to car number 80. Car number 80.
Get ready, going green. Catch the pace car.
Okay, get ready.
Catch the 18 car.
There's an incident. I think it might be Tamos. You're in the middle, clear free car to the left side, clear left. We have damage. Okay, yo man, the next car is Yuri A license. Their rating is 4.5. The guy ahead of us is Mathieu's C license. Will in front is now 1.1 seconds. Surface flags out. 26. Surface flag. Fastest lap for Schluter, 2:16.84. 25. Well done, mate. Good finish.
There's the flag. It's over.
That's the end of the session.
of prototype, and
race geodesic racing cars. It's now Daniel Harris tangled.
Fantastic demonstration, contact between. Look at this now, right in the middle of the leading GT4s, working their way through, and this is just fantastic demonstration, contact between the two leaders. And it's around.
And well, Machado Perez kind of instigates his own demise. Daniel Harris gets tangled up, and what do they say? Watch the rejoin, and we'll take plenty of looks at that rejoin on the replay machine, that is for sure. It's now 5.2 seconds. Francis McGinn has been passed. Timo Milikanga second. Brandon Roseborough third. Somehow there's still two Hydra Race geodesic racing cars on the podium, but one's completely new.
Well, just from the live pictures, I mean, I'll cast judgment on the replay properly, but that looks an appalling rejoin just from the live pictures. But here, well, huge drama at the front of prototype, and that does affect your GT4s as well. Dylan Burse has got a mechanical meatball warning flag. He's back to pit lane in GT4, so they've got caught up in all of that shenanigans.
And the leaders, I think, got tangled up as well. So Aaron Lopez, who's now giving a shot to the back of Alberto Senau, sits in second as there goes Milikangas in the WSR entry up the inside. This race has never had its lack of drama, that's for sure. I just think back to, unfortunately, what was it, 2023, when poor Pablo got disqualified for being shoved wide at the on the run up to the International Horseshoe. Let's go back in time, Paul. Let's try and pick apart what happens here. But I think I said it. Not Alberto Senau, excuse me. Ivan Machado Perez, the instigator of his own demise.
And then tries to rejoin, and that is appalling. Hold your brakes when you've got cars all coming around you. I know it's heat of the moment stuff and all that. There's contact, there's more contact, around he goes. You've got to hold your brakes here. They've got cars coming around and just absolutely poleaxes Dylan Birch out the way.
That is, one of the more egregious rejoins that you'll see at this level, maybe, but you can understand maybe to some degree the frustration seeping in. I mean, Daniel Harris doesn't do a great job either there, and he gets tagged and actually shoved around as well, but wow. Big drama, all with one incident. I said it, Machado Perez doesn't hit Austin Young once, hits him twice at least.
Yeah, and unfortunately, innocent bystanders and all that get caught up in it. So, that was... I won't say what I actually feel, but that was poor. That was really poor. But let's look at the positives here, though. Corentin Guinness, there's been a bit of a split in that GT4 field, and that's allowed the front three to just really break away now.
Can tell you Daniel Harris meatball flag, meaning that iRacing has seen enough damage that they're going to require him to pit and fix it up. He's just pulled down to pit lane, and I think you can understand that. Cody Deeth slides past Corentin Guinness, though. The Porsche almost looked like it was standing still off the banking. Such was the advantage the Mercedes had, but I'm wondering if that was also just partly draft affected rather than anything else. Still seeing the LMP3 cars continuing to work their way on through. I just saw a comment in the RaceBot TV chat, by the way, that I think quite eloquently sums things up as we watch some of the other LMP battles. Jansen Tukowski behind now, Theodore Jensen. But Paul, amazing. It can happen in any split, was the comment.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it last night when I was spotting for a couple of drivers. So well, I say spotting. I was acting as weatherman for that one last night. And yeah, some of the people. It's very easy to see the red mist, have that descend, and just stick on the loud pedal and try and get yourself turned around again. But you've just overtaken and lapped those cars, so you know how many cars are coming. Just patience. You've got to have some patience there.
Patience and racing drivers, two things that not often go together. Brandon Roseborough gets past Milikangas. It's once again Hydra Race Geodesic 1 and 2. The black and gold sits on top as they cross the line. End of 12 racing laps. 4 in contention, though, for the second and third steps on the podium. Dario Frattini in 6th position, not too far away as well. Going back to the incident with Machado Perez, I'll just re-emphasize Milkanga's going to potentially be passed by Francis McGinn as well. That's a dive up the inside, but doesn't quite get it stopped in time. On the power off the corner, Timu Milikangas just about holding on, although Francis McGinn's going to just continue to be there. A little frustrating little mosquito almost holding that line. Not going to let necessarily your leader of the pack, Brandon Roseborough, break away, but definitely a threat. When you have no downforce on the car, Paul, what it does mean is that you lock the brakes a lot more easy, but the other thing is you just are less effective in the braking zone because you have less downforce as well.
Oh yeah, you have that less performance there, and of course with these prototypes, as you're scrubbing that speed off, you're also reducing what little downforce you're producing off of the car, so you're then relying more on the mechanical grip out there. So as you go into, say, the International Horseshoe or the Western Horseshoe or even Turn 1, very easy to be starting locking a brake and you end up running wide and giving other people opportunities out there. So you've got to know how this car works with a heavy fuel load as well. Quite a lot of drivers may not have done a full stint practice with a heavy fuel load, and they come diving into Turn 1 later in the stint with worn tyres, and they just start running wide because they're going too deep.
And well, definitely not saying I've done that before, but the pit lane entry is often different on old tyres as the Audi bobbles over the curb there as they pass the touring car traffic once more. Pit entry is sometimes different on worn tyres as opposed to fresh tyres, so you can't just practice pit entry by yoinking out a whole bunch of fuel. So GT4 is going to have a little bit of breathing room from the touring car and LMP traffic for just a little bit, but touring car conga line still 11 cars strong as the second cycle of traffic passes its way on through, but it is Gaio Valero that leads with about 24 minutes complete, Paul. So quite interesting to see the pole sitter retaking the point of the field as the traffic sweeps their way back around.
I think right now TCR is in a very good place in terms of the balance of performance of the different cars, and especially with the changes that iRacing made to the tyres on this car a couple of seasons ago, really has helped bring this car back to life and get people who had maybe stepped away from the cars to come back into this class of car. You get some tremendous racing in TCR. Now, I would say that because I'm biased, because it's the car that I'm semi-competitive in, so
exit is clear. Don't cross the line. slow down to give back the time gained.
You've
given the time back now. The penalty's clear.
But it is a different style of driving as well, and you will see some names that can go really well in a touring car, but maybe not have that same speed in a prototype or a GT3 car, for example. But yeah, these TCRs, they put on a great show, and you look at how close this front pack is, even after the leaders have come through twice now on the TCRs, they're still there together.
Absolutely, and I think it's when we get to the first cycle of pit stop, then we will start to fear that they'll break up. That's typically what a pit stop window will do. 9.2 seconds, the margin at the front of the LMP3 field. Austin Young waltzing away with the lead right now, but never say never. He cannot afford to breathe and slip up in a moment through traffic, so he's going to definitely be kept on his toes with now less than 2 hours remaining in the first iRacing special event of the year, the Roar, presented by SimMotion. Glad you joined us here on the iRacing Esports Network. We check back in with the GT4 leaders, where at 1.8 car deep was the train. It is threatening to build up into a 9-car train as it sits right now, and Jamie Fluke, who started back in 13th position, he's gained 4 spots to work his way up through the field, but by no means is he the biggest mover in the class. Left-hand side of the screen, check out the GT4s as they sit right now. 11, 12 positions gained. Patrick Hingston has been the biggest mover so far.
Yeah, some big places being gained out there in the early going. Would have been helped a little bit by that first lap issue as well, so definitely
15 minutes left.
A bit of assistance through all of that. But yeah, you look at how the from 6th place down, it's all pretty much there or thereabouts, all within slipstream of each other. It's the front 5 that have got that little gaggle at the front there. So we're not going to see this one pan out until, say, towards the end of this race.
And it's what makes the strategy battle so interesting. I've always thought they throw their chips out at the start, but you only see really how they play out by the time you get to the very end of the race. There's Patrick Hingston, by the way, in the number 13. Might be up 13 positions sooner rather than later, although DJ Allison
trip down from further down in our prototypes. And if you're further down in the field, why not try something different? Because if you do the same as everybody else, you're going to get the same results, aren't you?
Absolutely. I've always, like you say, be an advocate for trying something different. And again, you've got to try earlier rather than later, because you leave it too late, you leave yourself with little.
That we're seeing right now took a shorter pit stop as well. So he's had to work his way through Lopez and Guinness and Senau, who was our early GT4.
This race still out there and continuing to the very end.
Yeah, and it's so easy for people to just say, as the GT4 race leaders coming to pit road, by the way, it's so easy for drivers to just have that mentality of, oh, well, I'm not going to win the race, so that's it. Iron Chan is some... Oh, missing a pit box there.
That's going to cost him a second or two.
No tyres, though, for Cuddy.
And maybe that's now a reaction to missing the box, as he doesn't think he can afford the time. So he's going to have to do, what, an hour and 20 minutes on tyres, which is not asking for too much from these GT4 Michelins, if we're being honest. Maybe just a reflection from Sven that if you've got the tyres, let's take them. You are going to have to warm them up, though, so we'll see.
The new Porsche Cup 992.2 has arrived in iRacing, and it's mega. It's about 2 seconds faster than the previous version here at Spa, largely due to the addition of ABS and traction control, which really change how you have to drive the car compared to the previous version. Here's everything you need to know to go fast in the new Porsche Cup car. Okay, welcome everyone to the new 992.2 Porsche Cup car on iRacing. Loving this thing so far. I think iRacing have done a great job on it. It's a big... The car doesn't really stop very well compared to if I'm just to lean on the edge of it with about 80% or so brake pressure. So the key to kind of being quick in this car, the same as GT3s really, is to kind of like lean on the edge of the ABS activation, but don't fully rely on it to stop the car, because your stopping distance will increase if you're using a lot of ABS basically. Okay, so we're going to touch on tip number 2 then.
Oh, they allow up to 17 car classes in one hosted race. Are you kidding me? All right, that won't take long to set up at all. No. Yeah, we'll do it. Maui just won the mug. Congratulations, Maui. If I learn how to talk. Click on the link, redeem your prize. Thank you, Mako. 16, 17 cars. I think they keep changing it. Mediocre Joe, good to see you, buddy. Acrobatic Sully, appreciate it. Welcome, guys.
This is no damage, correct?
No, I'm pretty sure there's damage turned on.
Oh, there's damage. 100% there's damage. That Miata that just died was definitely damaged.
6th, down 3 positions, our best lap of 140.071. So we gained on both our driver rank and our safety rank. So on to the official results.
I mean, if we're all in
so
here, I can start
Zorro
the
got
race.
the
It's
win.
not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I can start. It's not a big deal. I can start the race.
We finished P6. Started obviously from the pits. 10 seconds behind the leader from starting from the pits.
Dempsey's
I'll
on a
take
heater.
that. And we gained
Dempsey's
the trusted racer
on a
badge,
heater.
but we've now changed that for the content creator badge. Not that it matters.
Now you can press the button.
So there we go. Started from the pits.
What
finished
did Dempsey
P6.
do?
Again on our driver rank, and again on our safety rank. And we gained that. Hello
He's already got
everyone.
9
Welcome
incident
to.
points. I'll let them go. Listen. These guys need their practice, you know. Oh, Sean's gonna get in. We'll wait. It's all good. It's all good. Don't get ahead of ourselves. 16 car classes. At a free track. Definitely. Definitely.
Has to go. And it's a 20-minute race, I think, which equates to about 10 or 11 laps. Oh, dear.
Well, 16 different cars. So if you did like the GT4 class, that would burn up a bunch of car. Yeah.
Well, damage looks like
but if
it's
you
on.
did, you
Yeah,
could just
we're
add them
crabbing.
all individually if you wanted. Because,
That is us done.
yeah, that doesn't really matter.
Oh
16
my
distinct
God.
car classes. 16 distinct different cars. They could be, some of them could be grouped into a class if you wanted.
Right. That was all going
not.
so well that in a lap and a half, I've
Know what I'm
been
saying?
rear-ended, sort of got involved in a crash that
Do you
felt
know
unavoidable, and then completely
what I
wiped out.
am saying?
So, yeah,
I'm going to make this smaller. It's
on to
big
race
enough.
2. Well, here we go again. So after a horrific debut in the Mazda Cup, I've been relegated to split 3 for this race, which I believe is the bottom split. So if you thought the first race was nuts, in theory, this should be even more chaotic. And there's quite a few drivers with a ping well over 300. Okay, here we go. I just need to survive. That's the only goal here. Such a long countdown timer. Why is it 2.5 minutes?
Yay!
1 eternity later. Right, here we go. The moment
Jamie
has come.
Fluke, what's going on, buddy? How we doing? Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome,
gonna hang back,
everyone.
though.
We're doing
I
crazy.
do not want to get involved. I was already being cautious in the first race, so I need to be even more cautious. Ooh. Things so far look pretty good. Yellow flag, yellow flag. Okay, we've got a couple of cars off in the grass, so that's two places. I'm looking up ahead, it looks a bit frisky up there. Oh, he's almost stopped. Oh, there's another one. Well, I've got to say, the lap 1 is a lot cleaner than race 1. And I sort of expected it to be the other way around, to be honest. Oh! He's gonna turn in. Oh! So where are we? We are P7? Yeah, we're P7. Okay. Taking the esports line into turn 1, which is flat out, but the guy in front is not going flat out through there, and the guy behind is, so he's closing very quickly. I'm going to let him go by. Take this guy out. Oh my. What happened there? The guy behind slammed on the brakes. The guy ahead ran out of talent. What the hell? Anyway, into P6. There does seem to be quite a big pace delta in this one. I'm pretty sure the quickest guys I saw in split 1 were doing 48s. So is this guy going to let us go? Or... try and line them up for the start finish straight. It's quite a cool track, Phillip Island. Done a couple of laps of practice and it flows quite nicely, especially in this car. So there we go, up the inside of the last corner then on Pastana. That's for P5, so yeah, let's see how quickly we catch the top 4. So as I said, the top guys are doing 48s and I'm pretty sure I was doing 48s as well in practice, so that is quite... Oh. We've got a spinner. Why is this car flashing blue? What the hell? He was not going to let that go, was he? His ping is not good. He's rubber banding all over the place. His car's pretty bashed up as well, so... What is going on? Why is his car flashing blue? This is so sketchy, and we are sort of running out of time here, so we need to get on with this. He's got damage, so I think his car's a bit slow in the straight line. He's squeezing me. I'm not sure if it's flat if you go around the outside. Yellow flag. Oh, getting flashbacks to race 1. Yeah, now I've got some clear air. It gives me a little bit of a chance to talk about how to drive this car in this game. So, I mean, it is a Mazda MX-5, so it's low on power. It's very soft, so you've got to keep the momentum up. If you do kill the speed, it's hard to get going again. So it's all about keep it rolling, keep that minimum speed up. And because it's a set of Corsa, there are a few weird quirks, so as good as a set of Corsa is, I'm having, even though the car's got ABS, I'm just slamming the brake on 100% everywhere, because that's the most efficient way to stop. And I am... Oh my god, what is he doing? Where is he going? Turn 2 at this track is quite tricky, but yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, I was saying that I am abusing the slip angles in this, what feels like a little bit much, like it does feel a bit excessive. And that's how the lap time sort of unlocks in this. So it's a little bit of a weird driving style. I like it, I think overall it feels good, but just a little bit simmy, a little bit gamey. A lot of sliding action though, trying to muscle this thing around corners. And I am giving it some manual blips with the throttle on downshifts. So auto blip is enabled, but it doesn't actually do that good a job. So to stop the rear kicking out when I downshift, I'm just blipping the throttle, and it does stabilise the car under braking quite nicely actually. So that was 1.3 seconds faster than the leader. So as I say, this is going to be close whether we catch it or not. It is going to be a titanic battle for the lead between myself and Mr. Mortal, the man that cannot die. And I'm wondering if he knows that he can't die, will he race us quite hard? He's not going to be scared of succumbing to any injuries or anything, is he? He's going to be full send. Oh, he is driving the stint of his life right now, is Mr. Mortal. I want to know his first name. Kept out of trouble and got a win. Happy days. We made amends for that absolute shit show that was race 1. Everyone seemed actually fairly alright in this server, to be honest. Yeah, good race, Mr. Mortal, good race. GG.